Unbelievable. Arsenal is about to make the greatest madness of recent years. While preparing $120 million for a star who can change everything in attack, Jonathan David can come free. Yes, for free. But calm. There is a detail in this story that no one is telling. And that can turn everything upside down. If you are a Root fan, stay with me to the end, because this news can be the turn we expected so much, or the biggest error of the board. And let's go to today's news, but first just check it out if you are already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Arsenal. The Gunners. Activates the notification bell and select the option all. Done that, we will send everything last minute that comes out of the behind the scenes. Arsenal. Gunners, we have a goal of likes to hit this 100 likes video. In the last video, we hit the goal. In less than an hour, proof that it is Root Gunners and leaves the like for us to hit this goal soon. Last time, direct from London. Arsenal is about to perform one of the largest movements in the transfers market in recent years. Reliable sources indicate that the Gunners are in advanced negotiations to hire Real Madrid striker Rodrigo for an amount that could reach $120 million. The 24-year-old Brazilian player would be dissatisfied with his current situation at the Spanish club, especially after the arrival of Kylian Mbappé, who limited his opportunities as a starter. Rodrigo, known for his versatility and skill on both flanks of the attack, sees in Arsenal a chance to become a protagonist in an ambitious project led by Mikel Arteta. With a contract until 2028 at Real Madrid, his departure would depend on an agreement between the clubs and the approval of the new merengue coach, Xabi Alonso. Meanwhile, Arsenal is also eyeing Jonathan David, Canadian Lille's striker, who will become a free agent this summer. With 25 goals last season, David is seen as a strategic option to reinforce the attack at no transfer costs. However, the player expressed interest in acting at La Liga, which can complicate negotiations with the Gunners. In addition to Rodrigo and David, Arsenal monitors other names for the offensive sector, including Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CP and Benjamin Sesko, RB Leipzig. The board, under the command of Andrea Berta, seeks to reinforce the cast to finally win the Premier League after 3 consecutive runners-up. Amid speculation, rumors emerged about a possible dismissal of Mikel Arteta if Arsenal is not among the leaders until Christmas. Former player Ian Wright has responded with indignation to these suggestions, categorically stating that Arteta is the right man to lead the club to success, and that his departure is not under discussion. With the transfer market warming up, the Gunners fans look forward to news. The possible arrival of Rodrigo could be the impulse needed to turn the Arsenal into an offensive power and finally break the fasting of titles in the English League. Watch out for more updates on these negotiations and other Arsenal movements in this transfer window. Attention, Arsenal fans! The club is about to make one of the biggest signings in history, Rodrigo, from Real Madrid for $120 million. With the arrival of Mbappé to the Spanish team, Rodrigo seeks protagonism, and Arsenal can be the ideal destination. But that's not all. Lille's scorer, Jonathan David, is available as a free agent, and the Gunners are watching. Meanwhile, Sporting's Victor Gyökeres is also targeted, but his permanence in Portugal can thwart the club's plans. And to top it off, rumors about the exit of Arteta were promptly countered by Ian Wright, who guarantees Arteta is the right man for Arsenal. Be aware of the next movements, as the market is on fire. Last hour, direct from London. The Arsenal may be one step away from losing control of their own destination. If you are a real fan, if you breathe Arsenal, then pay attention. What is about to happen can change everything. And no, this is not an exaggeration. A succession of behind-the-scenes decisions is preparing the scenario for an epic turn, or an unprecedented fall. And this can all start with the name of Rodrigo printed in red and white. Save, Gunners! Here is Arsenal News Today, the best and largest channel in the Arsenal Football Club. And what I have to tell you now is not just speculation, it's a warning, something you need to know if you still believe Arsenal can be again English champion. Because if there is one thing that the fan can no longer stand, it is to see the promise of title evaporate in the air while other clubs raise cups in our place. Rodrigo is ready to leave Real Madrid. Yes, the Brazilian is tired of life in the shadow of names like Mbappe and Vinicius. And he wants more. Wants to be the protagonist. Want to be the Premier League star. And guess what? Arsenal is leading this race. But here begins the pain. If the board hesitates, if Berta, Edu, and Arteta take a while, Chelsea or Liverpool will cross the negotiation and take the ace away. And the worst? With the shirt of a direct rival. Do you endure it again? Do you know what hurts? It is not losing a player. It is losing a symbol. Rodrigo may be that name that changes the game, which opens closed defenses when Nketiah or Jesus no longer offer solutions. What's more, your arrival pushes Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard at a new level. Arsenal can no longer be promising and finally become a reality, but it all depends on the next 48 hours. And if you think it is over, remember what happened to Mudryk. And speaking of losing, the name of Jonathan David appears as one of the most affordable options in the window. A 25-goal player in the season, free, with no transfer rate. But make no mistake, this ease has a price. If the Arsenal does not position itself clearly, it will stop at Chelsea. That's right. The same ones who stole us Havertz in the past, even with Arteta leading the negotiation, can do it again. And you know what that means. Seeing a talent that could decide games at Emirates to do it on Stamford Bridge. Revolting. Only there is more. Because right now, while you listen to this video, Andrea Berta is reviewing reports, watching videos, listening to scoutings, everything to try to get it right in the fly. Because he knows, to miss this window is to decree another season without a cup. Arsenal may even have a talented cast, but without a killer, let's fall again in the same hole as usual. Good campaign, but without title. Right, Gunner de Corazon, if you are ready to support the team until the end of the season. And this pain increases when we remember that names like Gyökeres and Sesko are already in the sights of other giants in Europe. Victor Gyökeres, for example, is not just any scorer. He has better numbers than Haaland at precise finishing per minute played. And Sporting has already made it clear. It leaves for 55 million. A price that may seem loud but is small compared to what it can deliver. What you are taking is the timing, because the Arsenal is still monitoring. And monitor, my friend, does not win championship. This is exactly why Declan Rice came into action. The most expensive player in the club's history gave a like. Yes, a simple like in a Gyökeres post. But for those who live this world, this is no chance. This is a message. It is a come that here has project. Rice already understood. It's no use being a leader if you don't have to solve in front. He knows that if that name is not closed soon, the pressure will fall on him too. Only here comes a buzz that irritated even the club legends. During the podcast Stick to Football, they raised the hypothesis of Arteta being fired at Christmas if the team is not at the top. This, even after taking the Arsenal to the Champions semi-final and hit the front with City and Liverpool for 2 straight years. That's when Ian Wright, the voice of reason, exploded, "What Arteta are you talking about? Because our nobody plays." And rightly so. Because if there is something that cannot happen, is the club implodes inside just when it is. Closer to the top, declare I support. It is believed that Arteta is the right coach for the team. And if you think this is just another video of rumor, listen well. Internal sources of the club make sure that the patience of the fans is on the edge. Emirates is ready to boo. And it is not by impatience, it is out of fear. Fear of seeing the club repeat the same mistakes. Fear of living another year of broken hope, and that is why the decisions of this window are so important. The truth is that the Arsenal is facing a crossroads. On one side, Rodrigo, Jonathan David, and Gyökeres. On the other, the possibility of another season with Nketiah, wasting chances in big games. And if we keep thinking that we can win only with promising young people, we will continue to lose to those who have Haaland, Salah, and Mbappe. Don't wait. Send to 3 WhatsApp contacts that cheer for Arsenal as well and write, "I am Gunners Raiz," that today God will open the right doors. For you, for sharing our work and helping us. The warning doesn't stop there, because recent information reveals that Manchester United has also entered the dispute for Rodrigo. And you know what that means. An emotional auction where those who offer more minutes and protagonism takes. And while Arsenal still studies how to fit the player into the Arteta scheme, Ten Hag has already sent a message: absolute starter, shirt 10, and full freedom in the attack. Are you ready to see Rodrigo shine in Old Trafford while we suffer from the lack of offensive depth? And the question that does not want to silence is, where are the leaders of this list? Why, if Rice has already sent the green light, where Gabriel, Saka, Zinchenko, Martinelli? Where are players moving behind the scenes to bring reinforcements that can change everything? The crowd needs to see this. You need to feel you are not alone. Because if there is one thing that kills the fan is indifference. Right? Confident. If you think Arsenal will win away from home this week, now take a deep breath, because there is more. Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt is being offered to Arsenal, an underrated name, but it pleased in the club's internal reports. At just 22 years old, he combines speed, finishing, and game vision. And most importantly, it is available for less than 40 million. It is the chance of gold for those looking for depth in the cast and real option in the bank. But will the board act? And it's not just about names. It's about message, about showing the world that Arsenal is no longer supporting, that the club has learned from the mistakes of the past and is ready to be feared again. Only this requires courage. And especially, it requires decisions now. Because time, my friend, will not wait for anyone, not even us. Comment, "Game is war," if you think the next confrontation will be decisive for the season. And before someone says we are exaggerating, it is worth remembering. City closed Haaland. Quickly and surgically. Liverpool closed Salah when Chelsea hesitated. Today's football is won behind the scenes, in the details. And if Arsenal really wants to raise the cup, it can't waste time comparing reports. You have to act. You have to show you want. And to close this stretch, let me ask you, do you prefer to see Rodrigo celebrating at Emirates or dancing in Anfield? Do you prefer to see Jonathan David as a reserve on PSG or as Arsenal's top scorer? Want another year of almost? Or is it time for now? Write "Creed in Arsenal" if you think the team has quality to seek the title. If you stayed here, hold. Firm, because what comes next may be the most decisive chapter of our club in years. Thanks for watching here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Now go to our playlist that will appear on the screen or in the comment with all the last-minute news from the behind-the-scenes, highlights, all-minute controversies, all-minute transfers about the team, the Gunners. Until the next video.